I do. Uh, Trump says U.S. may strike a deal with Iran again, may strike Iran again, but Tehran wants a deal. Obviously, Tehran wants a deal, and Trump is posturing, and he's not going to do a strike. Donald Trump said on Tuesday the U.S. may strike Iran again, that he'd been an hour away from ordering an attack before postponing it, which I don't believe, by the way, at all. I've only heard the negative things about it. You should watch Full Metal Alchemist 2003. It's much better than people say. Trump made comments the day after saying he had paused planned resumption of hostilities following the new proposal by Tehran. It was an hour away from making the decision to go today, Trump told reporters in the White House. Iran's leaders are begging for a deal, he said, adding that the U.S. attack would happen in coming days if no agreement was reached. It's not going to happen. It is so clear how cucked he is to oil interest in the Middle East that the fact that it did not happen. Can SCP be real one day? I hope not. The United States has been struggling late into the war. It began with Israel nearly 3 months ago. Trump has previously said that a deal with Tehran is close. Similarly, threatened heavy strikes on Iran if it didn't reach an accord. The U.S. president is under intense political pressure at home to reach an accord. Key route for global supplies in oils and other commodities. Gas prices remain high. Inflation remains high. Yeah, so is war. True. And Trump's approval rating has plummeted as congressional elections loom in November. Dude, the fact that they haven't shored this up in almost 2 months, almost 3 coming here soon, is hilarious. Not hilarious for the loss of human life, but hilarious in the fact that my cosplay game is in peak. It's hilarious in the fact that the Trump administration has completely fucked themselves over, and for the next 2 years. Oil prices settled lower on Thursday after JD Vance said Washington and Tehran have made a deal and a lot of progress in talks, and neither side wanted a resumption of a military campaign. But your boss says he wants. Your boss says he wants it. In Tehran, Ibrahim Azizi, head of Iranian Parliament's National Security Committee, said on X that pausing an attack was due to Trump's realization that any move against Iran would mean facing decisive military response. Nope, that's not it either. He is just cucked out to the fucking oil executives in the Middle East. Iran state media said Tehran's latest peace proposal involves ending hostilities on all fronts, including Lebanon, the exit of U.S. forces from areas close to Iran. That's never happening. And reparations for destruction caused by the U.S.-Israeli attacks. That's also never happening. Tehran also sought the lifting of sanctions, release of frozen funds, and end the U.S. Marine blockade, according to Deputy Foreign Minister Kazim Garabadadi, IRNA news agency. Yeah. Both sides changing goalposts as Pakistani source. Pakistan has to be fucking fuming. If I was Pakistan, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Iran negotiation, the Iran situation. I just talked to the president very briefly before I came out here. It's actually a very simple proposition here. There are 2 options, 2 pathways we can go down when it comes to the Iran situation. So step back for a little bit. What the President of the United States has said is, number one, Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. And I think it's important for the American people and all of you to appreciate that when we say that, it's not just that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, it's what would happen if the Iranians did get a nuclear weapon. We know that a lot of nations all across the Gulf would then want their own nuclear weapon, and then a lot of nations all across the world. And what has been a very effective bright spot of American foreign policy really for the last 20 or so years would disappear overnight. If you have every country in the world scrambling to try to get a nuclear weapon, it would make us all much less safe. And Iran would really be the first domino and what would set off a nuclear arms race all over the world. That's very, very bad for the safety of our country. As the father of 3 young kids, I don't want them to inherit a world where 20 additional regimes.
Too bad. You already fucked over. You already fucked over your kids' lives.
Half of them very dangerous.
You don't give a fuck about your children.
And very sympathetic to terrorists have nuclear weapons. We want to keep the number of countries that have nuclear weapons small, and that's...
Yeah, the U.S. should have none, Russia should have none, China should have none.
Why Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, on top of all the other things that we might be worried about, that they themselves could use it, that they could use it in leverage and economic control or economic negotiations. We just don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. Now, what we did here is that we effectively degraded their conventional military capability. That has been done. That has been successfully done. You could always do a little bit
Okay, so we said we destroyed their military and their nuclear capabilities, but like literally an hour ago, Trump said we haven't.
more. But where we are now is the president has asked us, has told us to
God, he has
aggressively
no
negotiate with the
charisma.
Iranians. Why did I go to Islamabad, Pakistan? Why did I spend, I think, probably 22 hours on a plane going there, 24 hours coming back, and then 21 hours on the ground negotiating with the Iranians? Is because we wanted to show a sign of good faith. The vice president of the United States
Looking at transgender porn. That's why.
is willing to cut a deal so long as the Iranians are willing to meet us again on that core issue of never having a nuclear weapon. We think that we've made a lot of progress. We think the Iranians want to make a deal. The President of the United States has asked us to negotiate in good faith, and that's exactly what we've done. So we're in a pretty good spot here, but there's an option B. And the option B is that we could restart the military campaign to continue to prosecute the case, to continue to try to achieve America's objectives. And we can talk a little bit about what that looks like, but that's not what the president wants. And I don't think it's what the Iranians want either. We have an opportunity here, I think, to reset the relationship that has existed between Iran and the United States for 47 years. That's what the president has asked us to do, and that's what we're going to keep on working at. But it takes two to tango. We are not going to have a deal that allows the Iranians to have a nuclear weapon. So as the president just told me, we're locked and loaded. We don't want to go down that pathway, but the president is willing and able to go down that pathway if we have to.
Oh, and awkward ass cut. Yeah, dude, and then SATCOM is like getting fucked. Like, oh my god, dude, it's just a clusterfuck on every goddamn front.
Crow.
Thank you, Chairman. Admiral Cooper, I'd like to start with you. Does the word declare mean to make a statement openly or formally? That's what the dictionary says it says. Would you stipulate to that?
Declare, sir. I think
To make
all
a statement
things-
openly and publicly, formally, yes?
Yes,
Okay, great. Are you familiar with the DoD Law of War Manual?
I am, sir.
You've studied it throughout your decades in service.
I have, sir.
And does the Law of War Manual prohibit certain actions?
Of course, it defines
Yes,
legal.
it does.
actions. Yes.
Pretty basic question.
Yes,
Does it also prohibit saying certain things?
I'd have to dig into the details, but there are certain. I'm certain that it does, but
Okay.
again, I take that for the record.
I will. Okay, so how about this? Section 5.4.7. Are you familiar with that section? Probably not off the
He's gonna ask him about how. What do we do with people who are not fighting? Do we kill them?
top of your head.
Not off the top of
Because
my head.
I'll read
the
it to you.
military's official stance on this, by
it
the way,
says-
is we kill all Iranians, even if they're not combatants.
The title of it is this: Prohibition against declaring that no quarter be given. So it says you can't say something, right? Yes?
That's. I will go with this line.
Pretty basic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me read it. It is forbidden to declare that no quarter will be given. This means that it is prohibited to order that legitimate offers of surrender will be refused or that detainees such as unprivileged belligerents will be summarily executed. Moreover, it is also prohibited to conduct hostilities on the basis that there shall be no survivors or to threaten the adversary with the denial of quarter. This rule is based on both humanitarian and military considerations. This rule also applies during non-international armed conflict. Does that make sense to you?
It's clear from a U.S. military perspective. We follow the law of armed
That's
conflict.
right.
And
So you would
and
follow this section too.
The U.S. military follows the law. of
Correct.
armed
So you would never declare state openly and publicly that no quarter being given because our own law of war manual prohibits it, does it not?
conflict. I have never made a declaration.
You haven't.
Oh, no.
Does the law of war manual prohibit it?
I'll take that for the record. But
I just read it to you.
described.
I just read it to you.
Yes, sir.
You're a combatant commander. You're one of our most senior military officers with tens of thousands of service members under your command. Does the law of war manual state that it is prohibited to declare that no quarter be given?
It prohibits a large number of things. It
No,
authorizes
I've
me,
asked
and I
you.
will follow.
I just
I
read
follow
the
it.
provision to you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Just-
Answer the goddamn fucking question, dude. Holy shit. Oh my god. The inability to answer the question, will you kill civilians and non-combatants? I don't know, man. I don't know if that's a real thing. I don't know, man.
Literally read the provision to you. Does it prohibit you or anyone else from declaring that no quarter be given.
Yeah. Yes.
I just read it.
What's up, Foxy?
We will follow everything that's in the law.
Answer the question.
Yeah, Snowball,
Admiral
this is
Cooper.
pretty
You have tens
cooked.
of thousands of service members under your command.
And they
I
all know
literally
it.
just
And,
read a provision
with
from
all
the
due-
Law of War manual,
Sir?
our own manual. Will you not just say what I just read to you?
I will say that we will follow the law of armed conflict to the T.
This is just unbelievable to me.
I find the same thing, sir.
This is just unbelievable
We
to
will
me.
follow the law of armed conflict
have
very calmly.
You have tens of thousands of service members under your command. I literally verbatim just read a provision from our own Law of War manual, and you will refuse to say what that provision says. Will you agree that it is prohibited under our own manual that you and all the people under your command are obligated to follow to declare that no quarter be given?
I will agree, consistent with my constitutional responsibility, to follow the law of armed conflict to the T. And I expect everyone working for me to do that.
This
And
is
I know
not
that-
this is not leadership. This is not leadership. To not be able to say something as basic. The people, the men and women who we represent, who are under your command, deserve leadership.
Mr. Chairman, I
that's
object.
willing
This
to
is a
say-
personal attack. This is unfair. And appreciate that.
Unfair personal attack, motherfucker. He's saying he's not gonna kill. He's asking, will you kill non-combatants? Yes or no? The guy's not answering. You should call him a piece of shit.
Very much as the Navy dad.
This is well within the
Unfair.
purview.
Please,
This is well within
please,
the purview
Mr.
of my
Gentleman's
questioning.
time-
If I may.
Mr. Gentleman's time. He's
I
making
reclaim
a
my time.
comment.
Can I reclaim some additional time?
I'm going to give you some extra time. Go ahead.
It's our job to make sure the law is being followed. That is literally the obligation of this Congress. I read to you a provision of our own Law of War manual, and all I want you to say is what the provision says. That it is prohibited, this is the title, this is what the title says, to declare that no quarter be given.
I will follow the law to the T and expect everyone to do the same.
This is extremely disappointing. Our service members deserve far better than this. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I want to make it clear that when a member is recognized, it is the member's time. They can make a speech with their time if they want to. They can ask a question with their time if they want to. They can do a little of both. They can try to ask the witness leading questions. It does not mean the witness has to answer the way they want. The witness is in charge of their answers. The member may or may not like their answers, but you cannot compel the witness to give the answer you want them to give. But having said
He's asking you a yes or no question. That's what he's asking, not anything else. He doesn't need a different answer besides yes or no.
that, the member can try to ask leading questions if they want to, and it may be bothersome to other members the way they're doing it, but it's their time.
Yeah, dog. I don't know, man. I don't buy. By the way, I don't buy it for a fact that Trump said he's an hour away from striking Iran. I don't believe it for a fucking second, and you shouldn't either. Are you trans? Yes. Stop asking me. Sorry. I'm talking about stuff. Do you love life? I do. More than these pieces of garbage. I'm sorry, Foxy. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm trans. And I also like your invincible PFP with the cat. Sea salt. And angry Emmy again. Yeah, I'm angry because our government's run by a complete, shit show of idiots who says that they'll kill civilians because they don't want to have quarter for enemy combatants. They want to kill non-combatants. They are thirsty to kill brown people. They're foaming at the mouth for people to die. The fact that a U.S. CENTCOM commander won't fucking say, no, we will not kill non-combatants is insane. It's insane. This is why saying that somebody's in the military is not a qualifying position for somebody to be in office. And it never should have been, and it never should be again. You can't trust people in the military at all.